going on, Menace Militia? Welcome to another episode of Market Menace Trading. I am Jonathan Thompson. Welcome back to the channel. Guys, if you have not done so already, please like and subscribe. It does help grow the channel and helps me reach more people in order to bring them the evangelical news of crypto. Okay? You are here because you want to see XRP. I'm in a trade right now, really big. Currently have a 36,757 XRP position. It's up 132 right now, but I mean, honestly, that's nothing compared to what I think this has the capability of to do. Here in a minute, I will start walking you through my trade here. Sorry, it's jumping around right now. Let's go ahead and just get right into the chart, actually. I did want to give you guys a bit of a rundown of what's happened today, but I'm going to have to try to find a way to do it while managing this trade. So let's go ahead and get into that. Okay, first and foremost, as of right now, XRP is officially broken out of its descending, of its symmetrical triangle that it's been forming ever since, I don't know, for like the last 2 days or so, right? Finally, I mean, a lot of really violent wicks. We're not really out of the woods yet, but we are trading outside of the golden pocket for this little pattern here. This is the post-breakout pattern, this being the overall primary resistance for the entire pattern. So we have broken out of that. We've had all of our, a couple of really violent head fakes. I'm actually down quite a bit on the day. I think I'm down about like 700 on the day as of right now. Kind of got wrecked trying to catch this breakout here. And I think I also tried to grab one here as well. Yeah, so pretty rough. However, if I'm able to stay in this trade, and I'm not saying that I can, but if I can, my targets on this are pretty big. I mean, even just with this little pattern here, the 1618 here puts it at 78.39. But honestly, the only reason I have the Fibonacci drawn here is because I want to see, excuse me, sorry about that. The only reason I have the Fibonacci drawn here is because I want to track the golden pocket. Just here in this little range, because it was giving us a lot of trouble. It was stumbling around in here. As of right now, my trade is risk-free, but that doesn't mean to say that I'm okay with leaving money on the table. However, I am not at risk of losing anymore, and in the event that I get stopped, I will go ahead and try to find new entry. As of right now, we are failing to get a bullish break of structure here. On this candle here, so I am kind of anticipating a bit of a pullback, unless we end up holding that 786 Fibonacci zone, which is right here. Okay, I hope you guys are able to see that. It would be nice to get a push here. I would want to see us take out the 7696 little top of this candle here. That would be a good indication that we are going to get the continuation here. We're kind of competing right now with this swing high as well, right here at 7690, which is where we had a rejection from, push down, and then explosion up to about 7723, explosion, and then got pushed all the way back down finally to about 7536 after that buy side liquidity got taken there. Or rather, that blow off top. It's not really fair to call it buy side liquidity. This blue line that you see here is actually the what I would consider to be a market structure shift, kind of breaking this downtrend here. So we've been in a downtrend in this range here, and this giant green box territory, guys. This is a massive fair value gap to the downside, a bullish fair value gap that did not get hardly mitigated at all. I would say about 60%, 55% of it got mitigated. So that is still absolutely a threat that could draw the price down. However, as of right now, we have tested it a few times and are finally starting to get a little separation here. But if we do not start setting some higher highs, preferably taking this one here, or excuse me, taking this one out here, which we are very close to doing. I mean, that's a quick quick move. I mean, all we really need to do is pierce it with a wick just to prove to everyone that it can be broken. And, that should inspire the bulls to really step in here. Putting in good structure here, I ended up entering this trade on this candle right here on a bit of a, when I saw that the wick was returning back up on the 15-minute chart, because I did see that we had another sell-side liquidity sweep right there, which I am pretty afraid of right now. I don't want to see that happen, because my stop loss is right here, just above that golden pocket, and I would move it down, but I really don't want to take any more losses today. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little prayer that that's going to hold, although I don't think it will. Maybe I'll get reinforced by this, but I doubt it, to be honest with you. But I guess that remains to be seen. Looking at the 5-minute, assuming this goes ahead and resets. It's been doing this to me all day. I don't know why. Let's take a look at the RSI and see how we're doing here. So this is the 5-minute chart. This is the RSI for the 5-minute chart. Okay. I'm not really seeing too much divergence. As a matter of fact, I'm not really seeing hardly any divergence that hasn't already been played out. For example, I had a high here on the RSI and a lower high on the RSI at the same time that I was having a high here on the chart and then a higher high on the chart. So that divergence has since played out. I believe that has been cooled off. And I would imagine that there is quite a bit of room for us to run on the 5-minute RSI to the upside. So we're not even close to overbought, even on the very, very small time frames, which is a good sign. We are still putting in higher lows at the moment. So, I mean, even with these big wicks down, long story short, all of this to say that I really do believe that XRP is setting up something very powerful. My upside target even on this trade, I mean, I have all of these green lines here. These are all swing highs from, these are all previous swing highs, right? That are likely going to act as resistance at some point. However, this is my upside target here, the bottom of a major fair value gap that was created in that big downtrend. So, I'm sorry, that's not a fair value gap. This is the bottom of a major supply zone. And it's huge. It goes all the way from 81 cents all the way up to about 85 cents. So, I mean, that's an absolutely huge area. But I do believe that there's going to be a lot of liquidity above it. And I think banks are going to want to target that. I think that we have swept the majority of the liquidity to the downside. We certainly have, they have definitely been eating very well on the retail traders trend line liquidity on both sides of this, both the sell side and the buy side. So there is a huge snack for them up there. A ton of money is sitting up there. A lot of buy and sell orders as well as a lot of stop losses. All right, so that's my ultimate target here. And I actually think that if we can start to build some traction here, preferably taking out this swing high here at about 78.97, if we hit that, I do believe that we will probably come right up here. We may even just blast right through that. That's entirely possible. And if we take that area out, things get really interesting really fast. At that point, we really only have this swing high to compete with. And then I have this historical resistance from a few months ago, or from last year rather. And then finally, another historical resistance as well from last year. But then we have the annual high that we set the other day at 96.70. I mean, if we break that, I mean, $1's on the table. And if we break $1, XRP is going to go nuts. I mean, it's going to be the choppiest thing you've ever seen in your entire life, but it's going to rip. If you can get any kind of support whatsoever over $1, XRP is going to absolutely rip. I mean, I'm talking billions and billions in hourly candles. Like, it's just going to be unbelievable. And I certainly hope that I am in this trade still when that happens, because that would be amazing, because this is a obnoxiously large XRP position right now. So I would really, really like for that to happen. So I am looking for the bullish break of structure here on this little wick here. But I also, and more prevalently, I would like it here at the 77.23 mark. Stop loss is a break even, so it is a risk-free trade for me. So, you know, if I wanted, I could walk away from this. I really am at this point, given the gravity of the news that we're having here, and given the possibility that regarding the Ripple Labs case with the SEC, in I believe 2 or 3 days, the judge is going to have the two parties get together and see if they can officially settle without further litigation, settle their dispute. They've both been given 3 days to prepare, and I think that news could actually be very, very good. You know, given that the SEC has lost the predominant, the most important part of their case, the fact that Ripple, that XRP is not and has never been a security. The fact that they lost that, I don't really see what else they're going to fight for. I mean, maybe I'm missing something. And if I am, please let me know. I'm always open to that. But if they are able to settle it, I think that that would be ultimately a good thing for crypto, because it would really be Gary Gensler and the Security Exchange Commission throwing up the white flag, you know, saying, okay, fine, go ahead, crypto, innovate, 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 go ahead. So hopefully that's what ends up happening. In addition, I hope that this will increase the likelihood of a Bitcoin spot ETF. If that happens, I mean, not just with Bitcoin, I mean, the entire crypto sector will probably erupt if that happens. Certainly Bitcoin, though. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see a lot of altcoins actually take a hit on that news if the Bitcoin spot ETF is actually approved, just because people are going to liquidate their altcoins and they're going to move them into Bitcoin in case it explodes, and I'm sure that it would. I think that's an understatement of the century. I think it would be the most important moment in modern finance, in my opinion. I mean, the bullish nature of news like that would be unbelievable. Wow, this really might come down and take me out here. Actually, I think it's pretty likely, considering that every time it's had a pullback like this, it ends up having one of these big wicks. That wick, man, so far every time has not failed to, at a minimum, come down and break the 200 exponential on the 5-minute chart. Ooh, boy. And that's a big move, too. Yeah, that's going to stop me, probably. If I don't get supported on this, that's what I expect will happen. And if that happens, okay, I will try to scope another trade out. But I really, really want to try to have a long position in place. And I'm not even going to lie, a heavily levered long position in place in order to do this, because I really do think that XRP is going to put in a absolutely monster move. Like, like maybe not as big as the one that I had the other day, but who knows? I mean, pretty much everything is on the table for XRP at this point. I mean, it missed the entire halving cycle because of the court case. So, I mean, there's a lot of attention on it. There's a lot of excitement around it, and it is a major, major milestone. So it is entirely possible that XRP could rip, and I think it's going to. I think it's probably going to head fake the living crap out of the entire world a little bit first, which it's been doing all afternoon. But I do think that it is very likely that XRP gets a strong move. I think it's going to give a nice wick here, probably come down to at least here, to the golden pocket. But no matter what, I'm getting stopped here. I'm not adjusting my stop loss. This is now retesting a critical swing high, what I would consider to be the change of character for the entire pattern. So if it does hold that, which I would be shocked if it did, but if it does, I'll be very happy about that. That's a very important area that I actually just got to bounce on. I'm very grateful that the 21 exponential on the 5-minute time frame was there. Well, I guess we'll see. About 46 seconds left in this. That could be a really good candle, actually. Especially if it can put a really long bottom wick on it, but 37 seconds is a lifetime. Yeah. It's definitely a good breakout. So far, it's been a good breakout, rather. It's showing the signs that you want to see. Like, you want to see, like, the sell side liquidity getting taken at the trend line. And then you want to start seeing higher highs and higher lows. Right now is a pretty important time. And I can tell you this right now. If on this upcoming 5 or 15-minute candle or so, on the next attempt, if we fail to take out either this high and especially this high, we are absolutely going to get that wick. I'm very surprised that we didn't get it just now on that 5-minute candle. I'm glad that we closed over the 21 exponential there. That's a good sign. Got to get back above the 9 exponential in the 5-minute time frame. Definitely need to see that happening. See what the 15-minute is. It's 7:05, so we just closed an hourly candle as well. What's that hourly candle look like? Let's see that. Wow, okay, that's a good hourly candle. Real big bottom wick on that. Small top wick. You would never know it just by looking at the hourly chart, but that the top came first, followed by the retracement, and then the push back up. Yes, first the top. Yes, first it pushed up, then it pulled back, held support, and then came up and closed. I mean, that's good. I mean, we have the 9 exponential on the 15-minute chart right there, hopefully reinforcing the market change of character, and hopefully it will act as support and keep it strong enough where we can start putting in some higher highs again. As of right now, we have not put in a higher low since here. Not really, anyways. Certainly not on any significant time frame. That 5-minute definitely needs work, though. This would be a huge trade. Huge. Even if it just goes to, I mean, this is like a $3,000 or $4,000 trade. If it just goes to the 1618 that I have for this Fibonacci, just there, about 78.38. Is that about right? It's something like that, yeah. So, I mean, I'm going to be extremely happy if I can grab a move here. I don't think I'm going to be that lucky, though. Okay, so I'm going to start planning my next trade. I'll tell you right now, I'm going to need a bigger berth than that. Here goes the stop. Here we go. That's too bad. Getting a little magic on the 15. Not even close. Nope. No magic for you. Oh yeah, definitely getting stopped. Unless you get a double bottom here. On the bottom of that order block. There's no way I'm that lucky. Oh, there's no way I'm that lucky. There's no way. Hope is a dangerous thing in crypto. I'm not going to get excited about this. I'm secretly getting excited about this. Dude, that would be wild. I have been getting smacked by XRP all afternoon. So, man, I don't see it. I don't see it holding. If it comes, I mean, it's almost assuredly going to hit that. I mean, you're probably going to come down to this and confirm it. I mean, that wasn't even violent. I'm going to put it right here. All right, we'll risk a little. We'll risk a little bit. A little bit into the golden pocket. Maybe we can get a little magic here in the event that there is an order block over here. The bottom of these candle closes here. There's also the bottom of these candle closes and these couple of wicks here that may very well protect it. Who knows? That is unbelievable. If that ends up being the case and that actually recovers and I came that close to getting stopped, I am going to be ecstatic. I love it when things like that happen, man. Like it's the little things when you sit in this chair all day long. Like the little things, like make trading more fun. Like when you come within, you know, a freaking a molecule of getting stopped out. You know, just like 4 atoms away, and it just happens to hold. Like random little moments like that. You know. I mean, it's not exactly random. There is the a really powerful order block here. This is, you know, after we had a high here, we did pull back down. It doesn't matter. That's going to hit. So it definitely wants to test that 618, the top of the golden pocket. I'm really hoping that we can get some bulls buying at the top of the golden pocket to defend it. I really do not want to re-enter that because it was a nightmare to try to get it during that. I actually got suckered in and bought here on this initial retest of the 618. At this point, it was here. You know, it really looked like it was going to come up here and take out this order block. So I went ahead and pulled the trigger and on this candle here, and man, it was a sweat. Definitely was. I mean, I had to put my stop loss down here for a while. I mean, that would have been about a $250 L right there. So, I mean, right now, you know, yes, I do have a bit of risk right now. I am glad that I gave this a chance to survive by putting it back underneath the golden pocket here, just underneath the 618. But, I mean, I'm going to be honest, unless we have a miracle here, I'm going to need a double bottom here. And I actually don't think that the Bears are going to be satisfied, or the Bulls are going to be satisfied until we actually get a touch and probably a wick inside of the 618. Now, I'm on the 1 minute chart. Let's see if maybe I can get some help from any other moving averages on other time frames. Probably not, though. I will not go lower with my stop loss, period. I will not. So this is the 3 minute. Looks like there is the 50 exponential moving average there, which is trying to get a bounce on. That's good to see. But, I mean, if that 50 fails, it's pretty bad, the end result. So if that fails, it's almost assuredly going to be setting up this. I mean, that's pretty much the exact same damn pattern. You know, like you push up, buy side liquidity gets taken, push down, fail to set a higher high, come back down, fail to hold support here, and then you get a huge dump down. So, I mean, if that ends up happening, that's going to be rough. But as of right now, I'm up 40 on the trade, so I'm good with that. That would be nice to get a bounce on the golden pocket. That's very bullish. The last time we came above the golden pocket, we failed to hold it. Matter of fact, we came all the way down to the bottom of it and actually wicked below it. But now we actually haven't even put a wick into it. We are we're pretty much just getting a bounce on the top of it and actually closing that candle green, which is impressive. So I would really like to see that, get that push up. That would be nice. So far, we have not closed at least a 3 minute candle underneath this here, underneath the market structure shift, which is also a good sign. I tell you, man, if this can hold it and it can start grabbing some traction, you know, if this does end up being the swing low here and we don't get a stupid wick down, it is very, very likely that this thing grabs legs and just pushes straight to 80. That could absolutely happen. I mean, this is a pretty drawn out breakout. I mean, this has taken place over the course of hours at this point. I mean, we initially broke out here and, you know, started really kind of holding support here. I mean, that was all the way back at, 3:30, 4 o'clock, 3:30 in the afternoon. So here we are 4 hours later, and we still haven't gotten the continuation, but we have maintained the structure. So, I mean, everybody in the world is watching this chart right now. I mean, you're probably watching this video right now so that you can try to figure out what's going on with XRP. It's the hottest thing in crypto. And I absolutely want to have a position in it for whatever's about to happen, as long as it goes in my favor, of course. We are testing on the 3-minute, the 9 exponential moving average there, the white line, trying to hold support over the 21 as well as the 50. But I think more importantly than that is holding over the change of character, the market structure shift. Excuse me, the change of character, not the market structure shift. Just looking for the push. That 3-minute candle looks good, but I would really, really like to see it take out at least this little high that you see right here at about 76.40 or 76.74. This could take a while, honestly. When this trade is done, as long as I don't see another setup, I'll start going over some of the Bitcoin stuff, looking at Bitcoin's chart. Bitcoin's looking rough, man. Like, Bitcoin's stalling out underneath 30K right now. It is trading below its primary support for the entire 4.5 week pattern. That's a nice move right there that we're having right now. Got to take out this order block here. I like that we pierced the 786 there. That's nice. I think that is going to be a confirmed higher low. And I could not have asked for a better pullback than to touch the 618 and not fall into it. I could not have asked for anything better than that. That volatility is going to kick in though. Okay, that means that there is an order block up here. Obviously, that is rejecting that. Let's switch over to the 1 minute. Okay, so the order block that's going to be trouble right now is going to be this guy right here. So I will go ahead and mark that so I don't forget. That's going to be right there. Definitely going to have to probably consolidate under it for at least the remainder of this minute candle. Depending on how this candle looks, I'm much more concerned with holding support over these moving averages on the 1 minute time frame. I am more concerned with that than I am breaking this order block on this candle. I kind of want to see this come down and show support, perfect support as it did here. But I want it to do it on those moving averages, which is probably going to get the chance to do right now because that is not those are equal candle body termination points and a lower high. So that is almost definitely going to come down here. I want to see it hold perfect support, but I would absolutely be okay with it just coming down to here, wicking down to where these candle bodies are. Or, of course, feel free to explode to the upside. That would be perfectly fine with me. Thank you. Sincerely, John. This could be a huge day for XRP, especially coming into the close of business here. Well, not exactly close of business, but whatever. Last 45 minutes of the day. So this would be really nice. I want to see the daily, actually. I want to see what kind of candle we're about to close. Should be pretty decent. Yeah, definitely is. I mean, on the daily, it looks great. It does. I mean, by the way, there are massive fair value gaps that have not been filled below here. On the daily, it doesn't look like you've broken out, but you definitely have. It's just, well, you get it. On the larger time frames, this isn't exactly accurate. Yeah, I mean, when I look at it like this, I gotta tell you that I really think that we are going to get that continuation. I mean, that's a perfect daily candle. I mean, you know what? Screw it. I'm getting rid of all this. We have huge fair value gaps to the downside. You're aware of it now. I'm also getting rid of this order block. go ahead and start scaling these out too. I'll redraw them later because I really want to see this on the daily. I have like so many areas drawn here, it's ridiculous. Okay, I'll keep that there though. I mean, when I look at this, it looks so perfect to me. You know, I really feel like with just a move up to here, I mean, you're going to end up with an outstanding. I don't know. I mean, it just on the daily, it looks like it's, you know, going to get that continuation. It just has that shape to it, that U shape. That's what you want to see. You know, big sell side liquidity getting taken. You know, pretty much equal levels on the daily candle bodies. A nice push up. I mean, if we take out the swing high at 82, I mean, it seems like such an easy move up to $1 from there. I mean, when you look at that move right there, I mean, that feels like it's entirely possible. I mean, I know it takes a lot of money to get that done. However, there's a lot of money waiting. We're up 106 on the trade. I think that means we're getting a little more movement. Okay. I mean, that's a nice 1 minute chart. It definitely is. That is not correct. That is not correct. That is not where that is. That's not even close to where that is. There's something going on with my chart. I'm not sure what, but sometimes when I look at it on smaller time frames, it will alter where my trend lines are, and that's actually extremely frustrating. It actually cost me some money this afternoon, actually yesterday as well. It caused me to put my stop loss in a erroneous place. $15-minute looks really, really good. But we have to take out honestly, any one of these. It's close. 15-minute RSI looks fantastic. There's tons of room for it to run. I can't believe it's doing this to me every time I want to switch time frames. It's ridiculous. I'm trying to see, I think the 5-minute here. Yes. 5-minute also looks great. Okay. That is a piercing of the previous swing high. I need the 1 minute now. I need to refresh my chart. This is ridiculous, man. This is going to cost me money, I guarantee it. Okay, we are up 139 on the trade. Putting in nice structure, really nice structure. Okay, I'm about to just delete you because I'm not dealing with that. That's clearly not correct. That breakout occurred way back here. You can see my chart is taking a long time to load. It's probably because I'm running so much on my computer right now. Streaming software, all that. We must take that out. Do not want to see a double top there. Push. One last push. No? It's close. Maybe one more retest of the 9 EMA before we get the break. Looking for that break. It's more important. But for now, I will settle for breaking that, because that would be a good indication that we are going to get movement to the upside. I think we probably are going to break that here in a second. Maybe one more retest of the 9 exponential, but I'm pretty confident that we are going to get, in the next few seconds, a nice push over this and start come up and challenge 7705. Don't make me a liar. There it is. There's the piercing. So now we're looking for 77.05 to get challenged. I'm telling you, this could be a very, very nice trade. There's the challenge of the previous swing high, break a structure. There it is. Push, push, push. Now we're going to try to challenge this. The move to get up there was much more gradual and much more controlled. Just look how less volatile those moves are in order to get up to it versus this. No wonder it got smacked there. There's a bullish break of structure. That's great. We're up 300 on the trade. Quick pullback. I'm telling you, this trade is going to be big. Trying to get my other targets in here. I have to switch to the 5-minute and refresh the damn page. I'm telling you, this is going to lose me money. Trying to get my targets in a row. Still up 250 on the trade. I'm not going to realize this. I'm not. I have my stop loss. I'll realize $100 or something like that. I'll guarantee $50 on it or something. Or I will put this. I don't know. Let me zoom in here a little bit. I'm not going to take a whole bunch off the table. I'm not going to give it the chance to stop me out in any reasonable way. That looks good to me. So I'm up 272 on the trade. This will probably only net me, if it comes down and hits it, probably only net me about $50. The reason that I'm doing that is because I fully believe that XRP is about to go on an absolute tear. And I think it's going to be on par, pretty close to what we saw the other day. And if it does, I'm going to make a lot of money. 10,000 or something to that effect. So yeah. So there's certainly a target there. We'll leave that one there for now. I'll start to mark these because I want to be able to anticipate them. All these areas are important, and there's a lot of them. This little area is going to be a nightmare. That's enough for now. Well, I missed a very, very important one. A couple of important ones, actually. Okay. That's good for now. Wow. So this is the swing high that I had marked for the market structure shift. We actually did it here. And the reason that that is the market structure high, the change of character high, I'm sorry, is because of the swing low here. That's the swing low. Is that not quite of the pattern, but it is the most recent significant swing low, certainly below that trend line there. So I believe that certainly makes it qualify. We're up 220 on this trade. I would like to get back to this trade at some point. Computer's glitching out really hard. This actually isn't bad. Getting a nice push here, breaking multiple previous swing highs. It's pretty normal to get a pullback. And actually, I really like where we got this pullback because, number one, it wasn't all the way down here at the market structure shift. I really like the candle that's being put in right now as well. If that flips green and takes that out right there, we're probably going to have some fireworks. Certainly a quick move up to here. I mean, at that point, I'll be up about like 500 on the trade. If that happens, I will probably adjust my stop loss to here. If we get that quick push up there, my guess is that the bulls are about to grab this thing and launch it. Especially when we break that, which it really looks like it's trying to do. That is a beautiful retest of the 9 exponential. We have, and also note, we just closed most of this fair value gap to the downside. That's very important because it means that the market is moving efficiently without imbalance as it makes its way up, which is extremely important because the less voids or the less fair value gaps that are underneath this price as it pushes up, the less reason it has to revisit lower prices. So I like seeing moves like that. If it would just stair step like this all day long, I would actually prefer that as opposed to a monster rally where I have to worry about having a, good God, like a 17-cent wide fair value gap on an asset that's under $1. Like, that's crazy. There's 2 of them below this, by the way. Okay, we're probably going to consolidate here. Up to 68 right now. Go ahead and set the higher low. That would be nice. That'd be just fine. Go ahead. Trying to hold support over the previous swing high. Beautiful. I mean, I really don't see how this does anything except erupt. I really don't. That swing high that it broke here was from where? That was from way back in the pattern, wasn't it? That doesn't seem right. What's going on here? There's clearly something interacting with it there. But why would I do that there? It must be further. I mean, clearly it's further back. I don't know. I'll deal with it later. I'm more worried about the vertical lines than the horizontal ones. Comes a retest. We just took out these little tiny double top that was there. We just broke that, so now we're going to have the reattack here. We need to take out 77, basically 77.50. That's a nice psychological level. Be crazy if this thing broke $1 today. That would be so nuts. XRP breaking $1 is a big deal. It really is. People are going to go nuts. I guarantee it. People are going to lose their absolute minds. We're up 305, 301 on the trade. Right around there. Yeah, 301 right now. I mean, this is a big trade, man. Definitely is. 76.55. Yep. Yes. So for every penny XRP goes up now, I will make $367.57. There's that bullish break of structure. We are up 371. Okay, I cannot be stupid and leave that on the table. I will go ahead and put this. That's a lot, man. We're up 415 on the trade. This thing's moving. I'm going to go ahead and put it here underneath this order block. I don't even care about the Fibonacci zones, honestly. I really don't. Is it going to interact with them? Probably. Do I care? Not really. I want to give this a chance to rip, and I'm pretty sure the bulls are about to send this to the freaking out in the stratosphere. I'm up 441 on the trade, kind of getting a pullback. When it moves like that, I'm very tempted to just drag it up here, but I really want to give this a chance to win. I really do. Like, I mean, that's a nice trade right there in and of itself. You know, taking that right there, I mean, that's a $440 trade. That's a nice trade for sure. But I really think that this has more, a lot more, and I want to give it the best possible chance to do it. I got like 350 or something locked in where it currently is, and I think that's probably okay. But I really feel like this has more to give. Like that, I don't even think we've seen the beginning of this move. I really don't. I think that this move doesn't really, especially if we start taking these out in rapid succession. Like if this thing just rips parabolic, I mean that's what it's trying to do right now. As you look at this chart, I mean that is a parabolic curve, and it's got maybe one more retest to the downside before it just goes insane. I mean, that is a textbook parabolic curve. Textbook. So the problem is when that happens, like, it crashes super hard. But, I mean, I really don't see this doing anything other than absolutely ripping, especially if it comes down here and touches the 9 exponential and doesn't wick below it. Or if it just rips right now. Go, baby. That's 500. I want to give this the best chance to go. So I will continue to hold this until, honestly, until I see a significant red candle. And then I will do my best to, run the stop loss up as much as possible. But I really want this. I really believe that XRP is about to go on an absolute tear. I've been waiting for the move all day. Crazy. And it's a nice trade right there for sure. Let's see, I was down about, like 700 on the day. So, I mean, taking this off right now would, certainly help mitigate a lot of those losses. But, I'm not really here to mitigate losses. I'm here to make money. I don't really care about the losses, to be honest with you. Yeah, it sucks to be down, $700 on the day, especially during a big day. But I'm here to make good trades. Like, I'm not here to chase losses anymore. It'd be nice to recover them, sure, but I'm not going to take trades based on that. This is a very rare setup, what we have right here. I mean, you have a top 10, a top 5 by market cap crypto asset reaching a major historical milestone and recently going up 100% inside of about 4 hours. And the pullback that it had is right in line with what you would expect for continuation. Great support on the overall golden pocket, continually setting higher highs and higher lows. That does feel like it wants to pull back. I think what needs to happen, I'm surprised that hasn't just like slammed down already, being how energetic that move was, which is actually really interesting. At a minimum, I thought for sure it would have came down and tested this, and of course it still might. It's probably going to do it right now. So I have my stop loss below this order block and actually below the 21 exponential as well. What I'm hoping is if this fails, that at some point one of these will stop it. The 21 exponential or this previous swing high here. There's also actually this previous swing high here, which is more relevant, but there's more structure here. I think that has one more push in it before you get a strong pullback. I'm telling you that those bulls are waiting for it to touch that. It's going to have this tiniest little wick below it, and then it's just going to pop. Tiny wick. Setting a equal low here. Okay, that's going to come down here. There is a fair value gap here as well that was created on the move up. Sorry, I keep forgetting to zoom in on this for you guys. My apologies. There is a fair value gap here that we basically just came down and touched the top of. I actually think, wow, that might just completely disregard that fair value gap. Got 30 seconds to set a new high, or we are definitely coming down here without question. 460, I'm up 466 on the trade, 455 or so. It's a big trade. It's crazy. I hate these little like random trend lines that just appear like in the middle of a rally. They drive me crazy because they're super, yeah, I mean, they're kind of insignificant in the grand scheme of the rally. I don't know, they just shake people out a little bit. It's kind of, it's kind of like an inducement zone. Looking for the bounce on that 9 EMA. That would be really, really nice. If that can hold, especially if that flips green, even the smallest sliver of green on that candle body, and that's going for another ride. Wow, that might, that, if it does that, and it takes this out, that might almost instantly come up here to 78, 71. I mean, that's the type of move that we're going to get here. You know, this entire move that we've been tracking this entire video, it has only been about a penny. You know, I entered at 76.55. We're at 77.72. I'm sorry. Yeah, so that's about like 1.2 pennies. 1.2 cents. 1.2 pennies. Oh my God, what am I, 6? Okay, so that ended up being red, but we ended up holding support. So maybe this will be the candle that does it. We did actually set a slightly higher high than this previous candle, so we're going to have to do that again. I hate the fact that I have to adjust this stupid trend line on this incredibly insignificant little time frame, but it matters. Like you know, people are paying attention to it. You know, they're taking and getting out of trades based on the interaction with that little trend line, which is crazy. That's crazy to me. We're at 430 on the trade. I mean, so far we're doing a pretty good job of holding the 9 exponential. He said famously right before it just it sledgehammers down. No, I mean, that's nice. Technically, that's a lower low than that. So we are definitely going to have to take out the swing high. We can't afford to keep pushing down. There we go. That's good. I mean, that to me tells me that we're probably going to go right ahead and get that bullish break of structure right there. Do it. Send it. Go on. Do it. That's right below 78 cents too. This is I mean, all things considered, I mean, this is a pretty gentle move. Like, it's very calm, you know. Yeah, sure, there's been a couple energetic moments, but there's the challenge of the previous swing high. Pull back down to the 9 exponential, or are we going to test that stupid little trend line that was there? I erased it, but yes, that is exactly what it just did. Okay, now put a huge bottom wick on that, and then break a structure right there. Otherwise, we're going to end up with a stupid little double top here on a 1-minute time frame, and everyone's going to panic. I'm telling you, man, that's nice. This whole move is really starting to look like a parabolic run. Did I just slide my entire... Why did I do that? Yeah, okay, there we go. All right. It's kind of strange, but all right. So far it's held that pretty well. Odd little move. What's the RSI doing? RSI looks like it might be trying to roll over here. We may end up filling this fair value gap right here. Do we have any help on other time frames? We're up about 420 on the trade right now. 426. So this is the 3 minute. We've had candle wicks like that before here. Yeah, we're probably going to come down here, I would imagine. Man, honestly, that was the 3 minute 9 exponential just pushed up a little bit. So that's actually, that would make for a very shallow entry into this imbalance here. It has done a very good job of mitigating the majority of its fair value gaps or its implied fair value gaps on the way down, or on, excuse me, on its way up. Very efficient move so far. I do think we are going to test that 9 exponential right there. We're going to do it right now. Yep, that's a lower low. Man, what a difference. Just a couple of quick little ticks on that make. I mean, we're at 360. A moment ago, it was 420. I mean, that's why I want this to move up so badly, is because just going from here to here is a difference of about $80. So I really want to see that push. I am not going to be happy if this comes down and stops me out. I'm really not. Okay. That's a retest of this previous swing high as well, which is what it's done over and over and over again. So I would like to see that hold. Going back to the 1 minute. You can really see that fair value gap on the 1 minute chart there. It's pretty apparent. So that move down is pretty much a test of this. It's about as close as you can get. I mean, we're so zoomed in that, you know, you can only go, like, it looks like it's jumping around, but that's only, I mean, that's only a 1 interval move for it. A 0.0001 interval move. So even though it looks violent because we're we're zoomed right in, it's actually a relatively calm move. You actually can't get lower than this without looking like you're breaking that. Really hoping we end up getting the support here on that 20 exponential. Push up on the 9. Got it. We have to take this out right here. We got to take the swing, little tiny swing high out. We got to do it right now. Or we are going down for sure. That's 419. Got to get over 78. This is not going to do. That's not going to be good enough. So you got about 23 seconds to take out this little swing high, or we're definitely coming down here. Did that pierce that? Almost. Come on, do it. Push. A double top is also not acceptable here. It's so close. All right, so at least we broke that. At least it was a good candle. It didn't. This candle didn't break this, but at least there was no top wick, which is what allowed this candle to do it. So we had better come up and challenge this. Because I really want everyone to pay attention to this. You have equal highs here, right? Or actually a little bit of a lower high. So that's a failure of the bulls to continue the trend. Immediately following that, so that kind of looks like a double top. Immediately following that, the bears scored a point on the bulls by breaking a previous swing low here. I know it's not huge, and it's also not the end of the world, and it's pretty normal because there is a fair value gap here, and the pullback only did come down to a previous swing high. That looks good. However, it's still a lower low, so we must follow through before we come back down here with a reattempt and a higher high. Otherwise, I think the bears are going to take this over. Unfortunately, I can't justify bringing my stop loss really any higher than where it is right now, because I'm trying to use this as protection, the wick of this candle here. But what I'm actually trying to use is the order block that's right here for protection. But if I bring it up any closer, I'm begging to get stopped out early, because there is still this fair value gap here, which is only about, I'd say, about 50% full. Let me go ahead and mark that actually, because that's a pretty decent one. Okay. It's a nice higher low. Can we follow it up with a, there you go. Good. Took the words out of my mouth. Good. Now break this. Be quick about it. Push, push, push. Let's go. Got a long way to go on this candle. That's kind of worrisome. We got about 22 seconds left in this candle. That's a lot of time to break this and then pull right back. That's a challenge. It's got to touch it. Even if it doesn't break it on this candle. There we go. That's beautiful. Let's go. We're up 7. We're up 6. I'm not leaving that much money on the table. I'm not stupid. I'm going to put it right here underneath this order block here. We will see what happens. Let me get that continuation. Let's go. Get that continuation. We already had this piercing the previous swing high that I had marked. So that's nice. I'm telling you, man, this trade could be big. Look at it mitigate its own fair value gaps before it even gets a chance to form. How beautiful is that? That's so perfect. Please flip green, because that would be sweet. I have no idea where the Fibonacci's are on this. I'm going to be honest. Like I deleted my Fibonacci on here, so I mean I'm not going to redraw it on any of these areas. The truth is, the one that I really want is from the current swing high to the swing market low. But I really don't want to back off of this trade right now in the middle of a pump. We're up 600 right now. Definitely a nice trade. Unfortunately, I'm only realizing about, I mean, we're up 595 on the trade. However, if my take profit is 77.61, then I'm only making 389 on this trade right now. I am purposefully giving it as much room as I can because I want this to push. And I still feel like there's more to go here. Like, I mean, clearly the bulls are excited. I mean, we had a nice cool off here. The RSI is still putting in higher lows. And, I mean, I think it pushes. I do. I think we get a really, really big move. I don't think we're even close to the overbought territory yet. I really don't. I mean, not until, I mean, I saw XRP's 1 minute, 5 minute, and I think it's 4 hour got pegged up here at about 97, and it was it was unreal. I mean, this is trying to make a parabolic move. I think this is really just a pause in the rally. That's what it feels like. I would love to bring this up here, but I just can't. That's a retest of the previous swing high. I would prefer to get a nice bottom wick on this and close that. Even if the candle is red, I want to see it have a bottom wick that is, honestly, it looks just like that. That would be fine. So I got 8 seconds to see that become a reality. I want it to hold over this previous swing high here, because that's just, I mean, it's perfect. You can't ask for anything better than that. It's literally mitigating its own fair value gaps on its way up, and then it's ripping. It's incredible. It's a really, really great move. And also, we have 5 minutes left in the day, less than 5 minutes left in the daily candle. And I think people are going to be pretty surprised when I switch back over to that chart, because it's going to look a little bit different. Okay, but I can start getting rid of some of these, though. I don't really need them anymore. They do nothing but clog my chart up. And actually, I don't really need that anymore either. I mean, it's a beautiful move, man. It is. I think it. I legitimately think that this has more to go. I really do. I think I have to zoom out a little bit and run a fib on this at this point, because I really need to know what these larger zones are. I feel like we probably are above the 716, I think. That's starting to pull back. I actually need the hourly. I think we are probably above the golden pocket. Hang on 1 second, guys. I think we are probably above the 716 at this point. So let me go ahead and draw that in. If not, we are very, very close. Oh, never mind. We are not. Sorry. The golden pocket is up here. That's what that is. Okay, so my mistake. Earlier when I said that it was a order block that I had marked in that big yellow box territory, that is not what that was. That was me marking the golden pocket. So we are not even there yet. We are, however, and we just tested the... I just moved it by mistake, actually. Sorry about that. All right, so we are, and we just tested the 0.382 Fibonacci zone here. We are clearly contending with these swing highs. That one is... Okay, that's why I had that marked. I'm actually kind of surprised that that ended up interacting with it, because it's already been broken. I'm actually going to get rid of that, because it's just... This one is going to be a problem, and this one is going to be a problem. All right, so we are starting to interact with this top here. That is what we're trying to show support over, so that we can get the push up. Got about a minute and a half left in this. I don't like this candle here. I may end up closing the trade. That's a nasty little 15-minute candle to close the day. But whatever, the daily candle is going to be incredible at this point. And we are down to the last minute of the day. Let's see what it has to bring. Hopefully it eliminates this entire thing. If we can close this, like the end of today, with a candle that has no top wick of any kind, like if we just come up here and just eliminate this little wick here and it closes, it's going to look like the best candle ever. Definitely a nice trade. This is a pretty crazy. Yet though, and I actually don't think I'm going to get the chance here. I'm hoping that this order block here gives me a little protection, but I actually don't have very high hopes for it. Maybe I can get lucky and catch a trend line here. Oh no, yeah, I'm stopped out. That's taking a second to go ahead and do. Longer than a second to go ahead and do. You are going to trigger, are you not? There we go. That took a little bit longer than I wanted it to. It was a good trade. It was not for 147. Has that not populated yet? You gonna show me my win or not? That should have been about 370 or so, but for some reason it's not showing that to me, and I'm not entirely sure why. Let me go ahead and check. That's strange. Let me refresh the screen. That definitely should be showing right now. But not a bad trade. Definitely a good trade. I'm happy with it. I would have preferred, obviously, to make more money. Wow, that only gave me, after all the fees and everything, that ended up being 214 only. So, wow, that's pretty crazy. That can't be right. It's not right. Okay. Yeah, that's not right. Okay, so it broke the trade up. That's why. So, yes, it broke the trade up a few times. So 8, 8, 8. So these three. So 161 and 214. Okay, so 375. That lines up. Cool. Good trade. All right, guys, that's going to be it. I'm going to sit back. I'm going to relax. I'm going to try and see what happens here. If anything changes, I'll be sure to give an update. Thank you so much for your support in the channel. Make sure you like and subscribe and tell your friends. All right, guys, that's going to be it for me. Y'all have a good night. Take care. Crazy day.
One.